The Phoney War, September 1939 to April 1940, also called the Blitzkrieg, was a period of relative inactivity on the Western Front following the German invasion of Poland. Despite Britain and France declaring war on Germany on September 3, 1939, there was no immediate large-scale Allied offensive into German territory. The lack of action puzzled contemporaries and historians alike. Understanding why the Allies refrained from attacking Germany in 1939 requires examining military, political, and strategic considerations. Background: Outbreak of World War II. German invasion of Poland. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland using Blitzkrieg tactics, fast-moving armored divisions supported by air power. Poland fell within weeks, demonstrating Germany's military strength and modern tactics. Allied declarations of war. Britain and France, bound by treaties with Poland, declared war on Germany on September 3, 1939. Despite this, no immediate offensive operations were launched against Germany. This set the stage for the Phoney War, a period characterized by limited military action, defensive postures, and cautious strategy. Strategic and military reasons for inaction. 1. Defensive posture of the Allies. French Maginot Line. France relied on a series of fortified defenses along its border with Germany. Caution and preparation. French military planners wanted to build up forces, train and coordinate before risking an offensive. Psychological factors. The trauma of World War I losses made French leaders hesitant to launch an aggressive attack. 2. British strategy. Limited ground forces. Britain's British Expeditionary Force (BEF) was small and still arriving in France. Naval focus. Britain prioritized blockades and naval operations to strangle German resources rather than launch risky land offensives. Air Force limitations. The Royal Air Force (RAF) was still modernizing and not yet capable of providing full support for a large-scale offensive. 3. Overestimation of German strength. Early reports suggested Germany had more troops and modern equipment than the Allies anticipated. Allied commanders feared a repeat of the rapid defeats of World War I, prompting a cautious stance. Political and diplomatic factors. Avoiding immediate casualties. Allied governments were mindful of public opinion, which had not yet accepted another large-scale war. Leaders wanted to avoid heavy losses while preparing the army for a sustained campaign. Hope for negotiation. Some policymakers believed that diplomatic pressure, economic sanctions, and blockades could force Germany to retreat from Poland. France and Britain hoped for a limited war that could contain Germany without full-scale combat. Coordination challenges. Britain and France needed time to coordinate strategy, supply lines, and joint command structures. Differing military doctrines. French defensive planning versus British expeditionary mindset, slowed decision-making. Limited military actions during the Phoney War. Despite the lack of full-scale offensives, there were minor operations and skirmishes. French Saar Offensive, September 1939. French forces advanced a few kilometers into German territory in the Saarland region. The offensive was small, cautious, and quickly halted, largely symbolic rather than strategic. Naval operations. British and French navies imposed blockades on German ports and patrolled the North Sea. Early submarine operations targeted German shipping but had limited impact on Germany's industrial war effort. Reconnaissance and skirmishes. Limited clashes occurred along the French-German border, but both sides avoided major engagement. Psychological and cultural factors. World War I trauma. French society, military leadership, and public opinion were deeply scarred by the losses of 1914 to 1918. Many believed that a cautious strategy could prevent immediate disaster. Perception of German aggression. Allies did not fully comprehend the speed and innovation of Blitzkrieg tactics. They assumed Germany would fight a slow, methodical war similar to World War I, leading to delayed action. Underestimation of Hitler's resolve. Allied leaders hoped Hitler could be contained or restrained through limited military pressure. They underestimated his willingness to pursue aggressive, rapid campaigns that ignored traditional military norms. Consequences of the Phoney War. German advantage. The inactivity allowed Germany to consolidate its forces, plan the Western offensive, and strengthen its position. Germany prepared for the invasion of France and the Low Countries in May 1940, catching the Allies unprepared. Psychological effects. The delay created a false sense of security among the Allies. It also boosted German confidence in their strategy and military superiority. Missed opportunity. Some historians argue that a decisive Allied offensive in late 1939 or early 1940 could have disrupted German mobilization and potentially altered the course of the war. The Phoney War was a period defined by caution, preparation, and misjudgment. The Allies did not attack Germany in 1939 due to a combination of factors. Military unpreparedness, including reliance on defensive lines and limited mobility. Political and public caution, influenced by the horrors of World War I. Overestimation of German strength and underestimation of Blitzkrieg tactics. Diplomatic hope that Germany could be contained or forced into negotiation. While the Phoney War allowed the Allies time to mobilize and prepare, it also gave Germany strategic breathing space, ultimately facilitating the rapid conquest of Western Europe in 1940. The period illustrates the dangers of underestimating an aggressive adversary and relying too heavily on defensive strategies without timely action.